Water Resource Department, Government of Maharashtra. Some of his friends and colleagues are also joined. So I welcome them all also. Our faculties and students are also here. So I welcome all the faculties and students and also the members of other departments of Amrutvayani. Career graph of Mr. Praveen Kole itself is a great motivation for all the students. I have already circulated the website and the details of Praveen Kole sir. His website www.praveenkole.com is also available. So I would like to request Professor B.S. Borkar sir to introduce Praveen Kole sir. So Borkar sir, please.
Good evening all. First of all, I would like to thank Praveen sir for accepting our request and being available with us for this webinar on role of drone management in water resource management. Mr. Praveen, superintending engineer in water resource department in government of Maharashtra. He has completed his BE in 2004 and a gold medalist topper from Pune University. He has completed his M.Tech from IIT Kharagpur and he has completed his post-graduations, graduate. He is having 4 postgraduates degree. So I welcome Praveen on behalf of all the participants and instead of wasting much more time, I will request Praveen to start the session.
Okay, thank you. First of all, let me thank Gunjan Madam, Borkar sir, and all the faculties of Amrutvayani College of Engineering. My dear friends and colleagues from my department, I welcome you all on this session on use of drone in water and agriculture management. So I will shift to my presentation. If you have any issue, just drop your query in chat. So after this presentation is over, I can reply your queries. So can you see presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
today,
Yes, sir.
yes, thank you. So today we will discuss the applicability of drone technology in water as well as agriculture sector. So in this presentation, we will discuss following things. First, we will have brief introduction about water sector, then brief introduction of agriculture sector. Then what are the technical interventions that are required in agriculture sector? We will discuss that. Then we will discuss application of drone technology in water as well as agriculture sector. And I will present a case study of application of drone crop assessment, which was introduced by my department, and we had successfully done this exercise in the Western Maharashtra region. And finally, we will discuss the conclusion and way ahead. So let's start with the introduction to water sector. So friends, we all know that 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, and out of that 3% water is the fresh, and out of that 3%, 0.3% water is the surface water, and out of that 0.3%, only 2% water is available in the rivers. So coming to the Indian scenario of water sector, India receives only 4% water. So whatever water is available in the entire our world, only 4% belongs to our India. And on this 4% water, about 2.5% land and 17% population is dependent. Coming to our Maharashtra state, whatever water available in our country, 4% of that is available in our Maharashtra. And as you know that there are several river basins in Maharashtra, and because we have interstate water dispute tribunals, so we cannot utilize all the water available in the state. So only we can utilize only 77% of water. And we also have a groundwater reserve. And on this water, 10% land as well as 10% population of India is dependent. So what are the major issues and challenges in water management? First challenge is uneven distribution of water, and which will be intensified due to the climate change. So you all know that water is not available in equitable form at the all in terms of space as well as time. So distribution of water is highly uneven, and in the due course of time, because of climate change, this will be severity will be again enhanced. Then decreasing the per capita availability of water. So this is one of the concern. Then demand for water intensive crop. So in our state, most of the farmers are approaching for the water intensive crop like sugarcane, bananas, like that. So which required huge amount of water, and that is one of the concern. Then another concern is the lack of participation of water users in water budgeting, planning, and management. Then low level water use efficiency in irrigation sector, and finally lack of financial resources and sustainability. So these are the major challenges in water sector. If we see the water use in our state, we can find that our country belongs to low and mid income countries, and about 82% water is utilized in agriculture sector, 8% water is used in domestic sector, that is for drinking purpose, and about 10% water is used in the industrial sector. So considering that about 80% water is used in the agriculture sector, we should improve the water use efficiency in agriculture sector. So hence onward, we will discuss the basics of agriculture sector. So Indian agriculture, about 50% workforce is employed in agriculture sector. So our half of the population is dependent on agriculture sector for their employment, and its GDP contribution is only 17%. And the population of our country is 130 crores. It is the second most populous country, fifth largest economy, seventh largest country in terms of area, and our country has achieved first rank in the production of pulses, milk, and jute. It also stood second in the production of rice, wheat, sugarcane, groundnut, cotton, fruits, and vegetable. But there are issues in agriculture. Issues are like this: even though we are the first in terms of production, our agriculture yield is very less as compared to advanced countries like Israel, US, and Russia. Our yield is lower. Then our another concern is a small land holding. Then we are highly dependent on monsoon. Then we have inadequate access to irrigation, as fertility of soil is a major concern. Market linkage, storage, adaptation of technologies, and wide agroclimatic varieties and diverse ecosystem. These are the challenges for agriculture sector. And let's understand the food security. So water, agriculture, and food. This is an important triangle we should consider. And before understanding the food security term, let's define the food security. So Food and Agriculture Organization defines food security as a situation where all the peoples of the country at all time has a physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets the dietary needs and food preferences for the healthy and active life. So this is a basic definition of the food security. So all the terms which are highlighted in the red should be satisfied in order to achieve the food security. And even though despite having high level of food production, about 15% population of our country is undernourished. So from employment point of view, economic point of view, food security point of view, water and agriculture are important sectors in India. So if we want to improve our agriculture system, we have to first understanding our farming system. And for understanding this farming system, I will present one slide. So this farming system has three components, as any system has. First is input, second is a process, and last is output. So what happens? What are the inputs for farming system? So in our agriculture system, we should give some inputs so that during a process we will get some output. So inputs are of two types. First, inputs from ecosystem, and second, input from human being. So what are the inputs from ecosystem? There are inputs like climate, season, monsoon, and land. These are natural inputs. And what are the inputs from human or man perspective? These are seeds, water, fertilizer, and technology, and of course efforts. Then if we apply all these input in combination, and we have four basic important processes known as land preparation and sowing. Having all these input, if we sow the seeds in the land and prepare the land for sowing, then we irrigate the system, then we fertilize it so that we will get the maximum yield, and finally harvesting, storing, and transporting whatever product we get. So these are the processes, and last is output. So output is a food security. First important output, although we agriculture sector contribute less than about 17.5%, but it suffice the purpose of food security. So its importance cannot be neglected. Second, it provides income to farmer. It acts as a raw material for agro-based industry, and it ultimately improve the GDP. So in the farming system, what technological intervention we can bring, we will discuss in this slide. So this is the last slide we had discussed it. So in terms of ecosystem, that means climate, season and monsoon, how technology can help us to gather important data, process it and analyze it. First is weather prediction, forecasting, real-time data collection and decision support system. This is the important tool, and this is a long-term tool where the role of IT engineers and computer engineers is highly appreciated. Then inputs from the technological interventions from land. That means we should digitize all the land records, ownership details, soil and crop details. So these are the expectation from ecosystem perspective. Second, technological intervention from human perspective. That means from seed. So advanced varieties of seed, robust, less water intensive crops are desirable. From water fertilizer perspective, micro irrigation, real-time control on moisture, like that are the important technological intervention. So technology plays important role in input. So Internet of Things, artificial intelligence in agriculture, big data, machine learning, GIS, cloud computing, drone, automation are the important technologies which will ease out our efforts and help farmer to produce more with less. In terms of processes, our land and crop management should be digitized and we should have a digital control on it. In terms of irrigation, there are basically three types of irrigation: rain-fed irrigation, well irrigation and canal irrigation. So we should monitor all the activities in the irrigation. Fertilizing, we should control the dosage, intensity and frequency of fertilizing. And last is very important, timely harvesting, proper storing and cold storage facility and linkage with the market. So these are the important technological intervention in terms of processes are concerned. And finally, when we comes to the output, so most important link is a consumer link. So we should have online store, market link, price and place, and farmer produce organization play important role in these activities, and it will help government to have proper agro business policies. So these are the technological interventions needed in the agriculture sectors. And all this technology is meant for whom? It is meant for farmers. So our objective is to impart all this technological intervention for the betterment of farmer. So let's, having basic understanding of water and agriculture sector, let's deep dive in the drone technology. So in this slide, we will discuss the basics of drones. So drone, all of us know what is drone. It is an unmanned aircraft, which is also known as an unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV. It is remotely controlled flying robot. It flies through software controlled flight plan. So it has a defined flight plan, and accordingly it flies. It works along with the onboard sensors and GPS. And what are the types of drone? There are basically two types of drone. First is a fixed wing drone, and second is a rotary wing drone. So in fixed wing drone, the wings are fixed. In rotary wings, the wings are in rotary motion. So in next slide, we will discuss the application of drone in agriculture sector. What application we can have in agriculture sector, we'll discuss that. So first application is planting and seeding. So drones can be used for planting seeds in a land. So using drone, we can forcefully force the seed to reach to the ground, and it will help the forestry activity. And the drone can reach the area which can be inaccessible or which has danger to access, and such area can be accessed through drone, like hilly area, jungle area can be accessed to drone. This improves the efficiency of planting. So one drone can plant about 4 lakhs tree in a day. So you can imagine how efficient this technology is. Second application of drone in agriculture is monitoring plant health. So many drones has NDVI sensor equipment installed on the drones. So the image captured through drone is processed, analyzed, and color information is correlated with the plant health. And using this information, we can detect any damage occurred or any pest occurred on the plant, and we can take corrective action at a localized zone. Third important application of drone is a monitoring soil and moisture. So using soil image processing technologies, microwave image processing, the many drones have capability of processing these image, and they can track the soil moisture status. They have a temperature sensor installed on them, and using this temperature sensor and other equipments, the drone capture images, and through that images we are able to know the soil moisture status across the field. So once we know what is the moisture available in the soil, we can decide when to irrigate, how to irrigate, when to irrigate, how much to irrigate. So all these decisions can be taken at right place, and precise location of over irrigation or under irrigation can be obtained. So using drone technology, we can save water and we can provide water wherever it is required. So this is very useful application in reality. Then another application which is very common in our country as well is a spraying of pesticide. So we might read this news in Maharashtra that about 20 farmers in Yavatmal district died due to pesticide poisoning, and more than 700 are in hospital. So health issue is during the spraying of pesticide is a major issue, and in order to cope up with that issue, we can use drone for spraying the pesticides. So the advantage are this spraying of pesticide through drone increase the application efficiency. So optimum quantum of pesticides can be sprayed over the land. Then we get the insightful data on harvest change. So while spraying the pesticide, we can capture the images of crop, and from that images we can have insightful data. This pesticide spraying can be done even after rain or on a wet soil. So what happens during rainy season, it becomes very difficult to spray the pesticide, but drone technology helps us in that. Then it increases yield. So what happens, we can adjust the droplet of that pesticides. So using that droplet, we can maximize the contact area, and through that our application efficiency increases and the pesticide is well distributed across the field. Last application in spraying of pesticide is weed monitoring. We can monitor the weed in our field. So in this next slide, I will show a small video on how we spray pesticide and what are its specification.
How can agricultural innovation be taken to the next level? A highly efficient, reliable, and intelligent tool is the key. This is the DJI Agris T16. The Agris T16 was designed from the ground up. It features 6 rotors, an RTK dual redundancy system, and an avionic redundancy system. It has a payload of up to 16 liters, a spray rate of up to 4.8 liters per minute, and 8 sprinklers work perfectly with the downward airflow, resulting in an impressive spraying effect. It has a spray width of 6.5 meters, which can cover an area of 10 hectares per hour. The multi-aircraft control mode functions with the FPV camera as well as an HD video transmission system with a range of up to 3 kilometers, ensuring flight safety and boosting spraying efficiency. Thanks to the all-new modular design of the T16, both the spray tank and batteries are easily swappable, which significantly improves operational efficiency. Its core module has a rating of IP67, making it easy for maintenance. The foldable aircraft arms are convenient for storage and transportation. A new battery management system and a 2600-watt 4-channel intelligent battery charger increase charging cycles by 100%. When flying in complex farmland environments, the onboard DVF imaging radar empowers the aircraft to fly over varying terrain intelligently. When encountering an obstacle, the T-16 detects the obstacle's orientation and the distance to it, automatically planning a flight path to circumvent the obstacle. Pilots can view the live video feed and adjusted route on their remote controller.
So in this video, we can see the how spraying of pesticide is carried out through drones. Another application is a drone pollination. So this is an advanced technology which is under a research stage. So we can use drone for pollination, and this technology uses small drones that can be capable of pollinating plants without damaging them. Then autonomous pollinating drones continuously monitor the soil health. So this is the important application of drone. Then this is again upcoming utility of the drone. In some advanced countries, the drone is being used for the irrigating the crop. So this is the efficient irrigation method. It works like a sprinkler technology. Then it captures very accurate soil health information, including moisture level of the soil, and it spray water only where water is needed. So this is a very advanced technology. Then drone can be used for estimating the yield of crop. So drone can capture 3D image from the farm produce. Automated fruit counting and sizing can be done using drone. Quality and quantity estimation can be done. Early detection of pests and threats, if any, can be detected. It is very fast and accurate. Another application is harvesting. So this is also upcoming utility of the drone. So drone can pick fruits from tree. It can pick quality fruits. So all the fruits which are satisfying the necessary criteria for the harvesting can be picked up by the drone. Then sorting. So these fruits or the samples can be sorted as per predefined norms. Then least damage to the plant. So this brings least damage to plant. Drone can pick the fruits from inaccessible area, or for example, it can pick a fruit from top of the tree. It is very fast and accurate. Another application of drone is counting the number of trees and sizing, and this is a very useful from payment of compensation perspective. For example, some public works department or water resource department wants to acquire some area, and on that area, if there are some plants, so we have to measure the number of trees on that area and what is the age of that tree, so that accordingly we have to fix the price for compensation. So the drone can be used for measuring the number of trees, and it is very accurate, very speedily, and it brings transparency in the system, and all the details can be preserved as a record. Then another application of drone is a crop insurance. So whenever there is a damage to the crop, so survey can be carried out using drone, and whatever are the damages can be ascertained from the drone images, and accordingly estimation of damage can be done. It is very fast, it is economical, and it quantifies the damage severity. And this is very important because the compensation depends on the severity of damage. So this quantification is automatic. It has a least human intervention, and that's why it is a very proper. Then the drone images can be zoned and can be mapped for record management perspective. So we can identify which are the district or tehsil which are highly affected from any storm or any high rainfall zone. This is the last application in agriculture sector, security and surveillance. So drone can monitor far reaches of the farm. So we can monitor at the extreme ends of the farm, and more frequent monitoring is also possible. This can monitor the irrigation and farm monitoring equipment. So now what is happening? Drone is acting as a IoT, Internet of Things. So all the digital equipments are interconnected with each other, and they can speak and talk and communicate with each other. So this is very important application of the drone. So if there are many farm equipment, like example tractors, sprinklers, and fertigators and drone. So all this equipment can send information to each other, and we will get a better perspective of farm management from this data. This also helps in record keeping, and this technology can identify any animal or entering the farm, and we can protect our farm. And using this technology, all the application, we can use drone for artificial intelligence and machine learning. So this technology basically useful for smaller farmer. This identify the intercrop diversity. If a farmer grows any particular crop, so what is the diversity in the same crop? So this can be analyzed using machine learning techniques. Then this technique can identify plants which are less productive. So we can have higher varieties. So this data can be used for the research purpose. Then monitoring crop growth, crop health, over fertilization, or over or under irrigation. This all data is shareable, and precision agriculture is possible through drone. So what precision agriculture means? It is a mean of farming and agriculture management based on observing, measuring, and responding to crop condition continuously. So we can monitor all the crop conditions throughout a year or throughout the crop period, and we can take necessary action accordingly. So what precision agriculture ensures? It ensures efficiency of input such as water, fertilizer, and it maximizes the productivity, quality, and yield. And drone plays very vital role in precision agriculture. So henceforward, I will present a case study of application of drone in water sector. So application of drone in water sector, basically there are manifold applications. First is to monitor the progress of work as well as monitor the quality of work. If any construction work is going on, we can monitor the progress to the extent possible. So we can measure the distance in terms of millimeter length. So we can monitor how much execution is done during the last 1 day, 2 day, or within a 1 week. Also, using some advanced sensors, we can ascertain the quality of that work. So this is the important advantage of drone. Second application is the inspection of dams, canals, structures which are hazardous or unsafe or which are located in inaccessible area. So drone can capture a very detailed imagery of the structure, and using that imagery, we can analyze this safety of the structure. Then a drone can be used for surveying purpose. We can have contour survey, linear survey, and this is a very advanced technology, and this is very helpful in day-to-day life of the engineers. Using images captured from drone, we can create 3D model. Then another important application is underwater surveillance. Inspection of gates of a dam can be done through underwater drones. These are specific drones created for that purpose. So these drones can go underwater, and we can visualize the submerged area of a dam, and we can analyze what is happening there. And last application is simply obtain a beautiful aerial view. So these are the application of drone. Now I will discuss a case study of application of drone for crop assessment. So first we will understand what is the meaning of crop assessment. So basically, water resource department supplies water to farmer through canal irrigation, and this water is charged. That means department collects revenue from the farmer based on volume of water consumed by the farmer. So the billing is done based on the volumetric basis where water user associations are available. But many times what happens, water resource department supply water to individual farmer, and in that case we recover our revenue based on area and crop. So irrigation revenue is based on crop area irrigated by the canal water, and as well as the type of crop grown on that crop, that land. So these are two important parameters. For example, in this table, you can see that the rates of the crop as well as per hectare rates of the various crop in various seasons are mentioned. And in this figure, you can realize that in Kharif season, the per hectare rate is only 415 rupees. In Rabi season, it is 750 rupees, and in hot weather season, it is about 4,710. So the rates, water charges are dependent on type of crop as well as area irrigated. So identification of exact type of crop is very important from revenue perspective of water resource department. And as per current legal provision, all the operation and maintenance activities are carried out by the department, and whatever revenue we get, we have to manage that revenue in order to maintain these irrigation structures. So what are the basic methods of crop assessment? So this basic, the old method is human-centric measurement. So what our field staff do, they go to the field, they practically measure the area using tape, and they note down the area measure for each individual farmer, and they also note down the type of crop grown on that land. But what happens? This method is outdated. It is a human centric because human intervention is required for noting down the area as well as type of crop. This method is a time consuming. It takes a lot of time to go to each field and measure area. It involves manual errors. Also, it is a non-transparent because whatever area is recorded by the field staff, it cannot be verified, or at least whatever crop type of crop is recorded, it cannot be verified later on. This procedure don't have evidence and there is no verification possible. So human-centric measurement has many problems. Second method is a satellite-based measurement. So department tried to use satellite maps for identification of crop. So using satellite map, we can easily identify the area. So area measurement becomes easy, very handy. This is very advanced method, very fast, but it is not accurate because crop signature are very difficult to monitor, and identification of crop is a very difficult issue. Further, there is the issue of getting images. So we normally we don't get image on regular intervals. So this is also one of the limitation of this method. Then issues in cloudy weather. So we don't get image in cloudy weather. And finally, field truthing is required at some places. So these are the issues. Then department introduced another method, DGPS based method measurement. So what a DGPS is an instrument which can measure the coordinates of any land, and using that coordinate we can calculate the area. So this method is accurate, very advanced, but again this is a human centric because DGPS gives the land area, but we required land area as well as type of crop. So for again type of crop we are dependent on the field staff, and since we are just noting down the type of crop, there is no evidence and no verification. And last method is a drone survey. So the drone survey is very fast. It is an advanced method, accurate. It involves minimum manpower. It is a non-human centric. There is a least role of human in the system. This is a transparent, evidence-based, and verification enabled. So there are many applications of drone-based crop assessment. So what is the methodology of drone survey? First, we have to select the area. So which area we have to survey, we have to identify that. Then we have to plan the flight. Then third activity is to carry out drone survey. Fourth activity is the image processing, creating orthomosaic and georeferencing. Fifth activity is superimposing all the images on village map. Sixth activity is area assessment and crop identification, and last is a data entry and assessment form number 2. So we will discuss all these steps one by one. Selection of area. How we select the area which will be surveyed by the drone? We will identify this area on Google Earth. We will mark the command area, from where command area is the area for which water is supplied by the water resource department through canal system. And we will also mark the green cover so that we will get an idea of how much water is supplied in the canal and how much area is irrigated. And using tool of measurement of area, we will measure the area. Second important activity, once we know which area is to be surveyed, second activity is of flight planning. So flight planning is done such a way that entire area cover is covered with optimum travel time. And there are sophisticated softwares are available for this flight planning because we will have image resolution of 2 centimeters. So up to 2 centimeter details we can capture the image. Then we have to ensure the flight height. There should be a specific flight height for the drone. Flight speed is important parameter from capturing of images perspective. Then area to be surveyed in a single day is one of the important parameter in flight planning. And overlaps. We have to maintain overlaps on all the 4 sides, and 40% overlap is a mandatory. This overlaps helps us in preparation of orthomosaic image. And then flight rule. Once we feed all these parameters in our drone software, the drone automatically using Google Earth georeference area, and using this parameter, the drone suggests the flight route, which will be an optimum flight route. Third activity is to go to field and carry out survey. And for carrying out survey, we have to install ground control point because drone should know from which point it has started. So it should know its coordinates, x, y, z coordinates, and its accuracy should be up to 5 centimeters, because this information will be helpful for georeferencing purpose. Then we start the drone flight. We monitor the progress, and we change the flight plan if required via flight control software. So all the data is inserted in the drone software, but if required, we can change that flight plan. Then automated landing as per defined landing zone. So whenever activity finishes, the drone automatically land at a predefined location. Fourth important activity is image processing. So up to our last two slides has an important role of drone. Once all the images are captured, henceforth all the activities are image processing and artificial intelligence. So in image processing, what we do, we import all the images. Since all the images are geo timestamp and it has 40% overlap on all the side, the software identifies which is the first image, which is second image, and like that. So we can have all the images in proper order. And using this image, if we stitch all image, and if we have one single image, that is known as a orthomosaic image. It is a single image, and we can create a single image for a village or for a given command area. So such orthomosaic image is prepared. This is a basic job of a drone activity. So once this orthomosaic image is prepared, the next activity is a superimposing of village map. So in our Maharashtra, there is an office known as a settlement commissioner, and this office has all the digital village maps. So these maps are available in AutoCAD. They are geo-reference. So that means geo-referencing means each survey number knows its latitude and longitude. So that our orthomosaic image is a geo-reference. These village maps are geo-reference. So if we import these two layers on one above another, so they exactly matches. What in a software, what we do, we superimpose this digital village map, which is obtained from the settlement commissioner. We superimpose on our orthomosaic map, and if required, there might be some correction that are required to carry out for georeferencing. So once this activity is done, we have to identify the demarcation of canal network and roads. So we have to identify the canal networks, roads, and the village, the houses, etc. Next activity is a measurement of crop area and type of crop. So using software, we can identify the area of each survey number. So we have this sophisticated software which will give very accurate area in terms of hectares. So as our drone resolve accuracy is about 2 centimeter, as I mentioned that the resolution is 2 centimeter. So we have very accurate measurement of the land. Using that information, we can measure the area. Then using high resolution image, we will identify the crops. So when we started this experiment, this identification of crop activity was carried out manually. So manually we were zoom the crop, and accordingly we will identify the crop. But after having much data with us, now we have sophisticated software. So given a image, so our system can tell which is likely crop. So this is a artificial intelligence use of big data, and using this data we can identify the type of crop. So this is a standard form. In this form we will submit all this information. So this form, I will just briefly explain this form. The serial number 1 is a serial number. So this column number 2 is a survey number. Column number 3 and 4 are the area of that survey number. So using our software data, we will get this area of that survey number. Then details of canal, which canal passes through that land, that is mentioned. Column number 5 is the name of owner. So who owns that land is written there. Then column number 6 is the approved area. So whatever area is approved by the department is mentioned here. Then column number 7 and 8 are important columns, because in this column we will mention how much area is irrigated, and column number 9 we will mention which crop is taken on this land. So we know type of crop, we know area of crop, we know name of farmer. If we have all this detail, we can calculate how much revenue is to be collected from each farmer. So this form is submitted for each villages, and this process is also automated. So computer knows which is the survey number from orthomosaic image and settlement commissioner map, digital village map, and using online Satbara system, we can identify the farmer, and using this, we can easily create assessment sheet. So what are the timelines for these all activities? So timeline is we outsource this activity. So department does not carry out this activity internally. So we float a tender for this activity. For that, estimation and tendering requires 1 month. To carry out actual drone survey, it takes about 20 days. And if we want to survey maybe 1 lakh hectare area, it requires 20 days for using 10 drones. So capability of one drone is surveying 500 hectare area in a day per drone. So, and this capacity is also increasing day by day. Third activity, processing and superimposing. So this requires 10 days. And finally, preparation of assessment sheet. This also requires 1 month. So total time required is about 2.5 months for 1 lakh hectare area. And the standard rate, we are paying the contractor rupees 156 rupees per hectare to the contractor for carrying out all this activity. So before we introduce this system, there are huge manpower required for measurement of crop. And second important challenge was the accuracy of information collected by our field staff. So using drone, we can very accurately collect the information and very less time. In upcoming slide, I will show the actual survey images. So this is a orthomosaic image. This is an image created by the computer software by joining all the various images and creation of orthomosaic image. And this is a superimposition of village map on the orthomosaic image. So you can identify which survey number is this. And this is the image where you can identify the type of crop. So using this zooming feature or some image processing tools, we can identify the type of crop on the field. Another side benefit of this drone is the identification of theft of water. So some farmers use unauthorized pipeline. So they lift the water from canal and they pump the water into their well or any land. So drone can identify such activities. Then we can identify the unauthorized pumps installed in a canal. So this can be identified. These are the unauthorized well constructed in a river or upstream of any dam. This image shows the encroachment in a river. So, and there are many benefits. So using drone, we can capture other details which are very impossible to capture by manual efforts. So in a nutshell, what are the benefits of drone? It improved the accuracy of crop area measurement and assessment. And ultimately it leads to the increase in revenue. Adherence to the irrigation scheduling and reduce theft of water, because the farmers are having feeling that somebody is watching from sky. So this resulted in the adherence to the irrigation scheduling. This brings real-time control on irrigation rotation. It brings control on unauthorized water use, as well as this bring control on our field staff. The area irrigated outside the command area and backwater is captured through drones, and this information is required for the policy decision. This brings transparency and accountability in water management, and thereby improving the efficiency and increasing irrigation revenue. This is a solution for manpower crunch, because as we all know, there is a manpower crunch in all the government departments. So all this activity is outsourced. So this is a solution for manpower crunch. And one of the important advantage is the preservation of data for future use and capturing of evidence. So if any farmer, if we say that XYZ land is having sugarcane crop and that farmer has any objection, so these images can be used as evidence. Then this data can be shared to the other users, like for crop insurance purpose, for sugar commissioner, and for agriculture department. All the data can be shared for their activities. And this is the last slide. The conclusion, I'm way ahead. So in a nutshell, drone survey is a very cost-effective, efficient, speedy technology, and which is used in water resource department as well as in agriculture sector. This drone survey shall be carried out at periodical interval to identify the land use pattern. So changes in the land use pattern can be easily identified using drone survey. The system shall be developed for preserving this drone data. So role of IT engineer and computer engineer is very high in these, because the size of orthomosaic image and handling of orthomosaic image is very difficult. It requires huge space, huge processing power, and sharing of this data in real time is a big challenge. So there shall be a solution, and I hope a solution will come out. Then this survey needs to be carried out in accordance with the latest government policies without violating privacy and encroachment in prohibited areas. This is a major concern, because as of now, this is upcoming field, and the violation of privacy and encroachment in prohibited area is a major concern, and it will be tackled using technological intervention in future. So that's all, and these are the some of the references for today's presentation, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is a very nice session and we really enjoyed, sir. Frankly speaking, sir, public only knows that drones are used for capturing images and video recording in general functions or family functions. Now you explore so many applications in agriculture and related areas, and you also have shown how it works with big data and artificial intelligence, machine learning, and so on. So I hope and I am sure that our IT students will definitely use this knowledge for project development. So I think in students mind there are some queries, so through the chat box please send your queries so that Praveen Kolle sir can reply for those queries. Please send your queries through chat box.
Praveen sir, there is a question. Have you gone
Yes.
through it?
Yes. Yes. So question is 4 lakh trees per day. What is the battery capacity? Please give exact reference. So to be very frank, I am not expert in a drone, but I would like to use the drone. So I will pass on the reference to all of you on the WhatsApp group. So I will pass on the concern reference from where I had taken this data. And there are many vendors in Pune. Actually, India is a rising country as far as drone application is concerned. So I can pass on the contact numbers of the various developers who can provide these details. Second question is again related to software. I want to know which software is used for crop and area assessment process. So basically, again, I am not expert, but I will again pass on this detail to you. Yeah, next question is QGIS software is used? So QGIS is a open source software. It is very good software, but what happens, there are limitation of using open source software, because as I mentioned that file size of orthomosaic image is very huge. So to import this image on QGIS is because even though if you download the satellite map, it takes time, and drone image has a resolution of 2 centimeters. So you can imagine having a area in lakhs hectare and with the accuracy of 2 centimeter. It is a big challenge from data processing perspective, but yes, we can use QGIS for software for this drone data transfer or processing purpose. And mainly basically we use this QGIS software for the flood mapping, for analyzing the river encroachment, because this is a linear activity and this is not a area spread activity. So in that case, obviously we can use a QGIS software. Then another question is, what is the durability of drone and what is the cost of drone? This is a very interesting question. So see, this drone durability and cost, it depends on the what is your objective. So because drone is just a instrument like a mobile, and mobile you can use for making a call or listening a music or taking a photo. So what features you want on the drone, it depends on the that depends that causes the increase in cost and durability. So there are many issues in drone. For example, there are some drone which are having ground penetrating radar. There are drone which has good sensor camera, drone which has microwave sensor. So it depends on what is your objective, and the drone cost is ranges from rupees 50,000 to about 15 lakhs. So it depends on the payload, what work you want to do, and many issues. Next question is, are we using drone currently for our government irrigation department in Maharashtra? Yes. So drone are very frequently is used in our department as well as in other department. So I know various application of drone in traffic management, disaster management. Then in our department, we are inspecting our dams, canal system through drones, and there are many applications. And I urge all the engineers that so drone technology is not, so drone technology is an upcoming field, and in this field, so drone is the application of technology. So you have to come forward, you have to identify a problem in any field, and you have to suggest how this problem can be solved using drone. So there are many challenges in resolving problem, but these challenges can be solved, and you can show that many government organization or private organization can adopt drone technology for processing or functioning their activities. Next question is, in disaster condition, how the drones will be used for assessment or in storms in monsoon. So see, basically one of the drawback of drone is it is not full water resistance. As of now, full water resistant drone are not available. But what happens, so in order to get a better picture in terms of disaster, so suppose flood is there. So if some person is having some issues or he is stuck on some patch, so using drone, we can supply food materials to him. We can assure, suppose we can have better assessment of this situation, and accordingly we can take action. So in a disaster condition, the drone plays very vital role. And in future, I think we can evacuate a person using drones. So high capacity drones will be upcoming area, and drone transportation is a future. Maybe it will take long, but yes, there will be a future. Again, there is a question is, what will be the cost of spraying pesticides if farmer use drone individually in Maharashtra? Is it cost effective? See, as of now, I think 700 rupees per hectare is the cost of spraying drone, spraying through drone. So this is I think that this is a very cost effective. And another important use is that when we spray the pesticides through drone, so there is an optimum utilization of that pesticide. So as I mentioned that, जैसे क्या होता है कि ड्रोन से जो भी पेस्टिसाइड स्प्रे होता है, उसके बहुत छोटे छोटे मोलिक्यूल या ड्रॉपलेट बन जाते हैं, और जितना लार्ज एरिया पे ये सारे ड्रॉपलेट पहुंच जाएंगे उतना उसकी इफिशियंसी बढ़ेगी, नंबर वन. नंबर टू, जहाँ पे हमारे फ्रूट्स बेरिंग ट्री होते हैं उसके बीच में डिस्टेंस होता है, एक ट्री अगर यहाँ पे है तो बीच में 10 फुट का डिस्टेंस होता है. तो मैनुअल स्प्रेइंग में क्या होता है कि जनरली पंप इज रनिंग कंटिन्यूअसली और इवन इट हैज अ मैनुअल कंट्रोल. बट अगर हम ड्रोन यूज करते हैं तो ड्रोन हैज अ कैपेबिलिटी ऑफ इमेज प्रोसेसिंग. तो जहां पे उसको ग्रीन कवर दिखता है वहां पे वो स्प्रे करता है, और जहां पे ग्रीन कवर नहीं होता है वहां पे वो स्प्रे नहीं करता है. थर्ड एडवांटेज इज यू कैन स्प्रे मल्टीपल पेस्टिसाइड एट वन टाइम. So if a drone has two tanks, separate tanks, so at one time you can spray pesticide on plant. और अगर कुछ जगह पे वीड्स आए हैं तो वीड्स मिटाने के लिए जो पेस्टिसाइड है वो भी हम स्प्रे कर सकते हैं. जो जहाँ पे ग्रीन कवर है, जहाँ पे प्लांट है, वहां पे पेस्टिसाइड करेंगे, जहाँ पे वीड निकालना है वहां पे वीड के लिए स्प्रेइंग करेंगे. तो दिस इज आल्सो पॉसिबल. एंड आई थिंक इन इंडिया, इन महाराष्ट्र, in fact, if you just Google it, you will get many providers for the spraying. Next question is, would you don't think that the cost of drone make make the difference in the use of agriculture as it is very costly. सी जैसे मैंने बोला कि कोई भी फीचर अगर नया इंट्रोड्यूस, कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी नई होती है, इट इज इमेच्योर, तो उसका कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा होता है। लेकिन जैसे सैचुरेशन हो जाएगा उसके कॉस्ट डेफिनेटली कम होती जाएगी। और जहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है, जैसे हमने प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया कि अगर ड्रोन पेस्टिसाइड हम मैन्युअली स्प्रे करते हैं तो देयर इज अ हेल्थ हजार्ड। अब हेल्थ हजार्ड की तो कोई कॉस्ट नहीं होती है, उसके लिए जो भी सेव करने के लिए जो भी करना चाहिए वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा। तो जहाँ पे ऐसी सिचुएशन है, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट इज वन ऑफ द फील्ड कि जहाँ पे ह्यूमन नहीं पहुंच सकता, वहां पे अगर ड्रोन पहुंच रहा है, उस आदमी जो अटक पड़ा है किसी फ्लड के कारण, उसको अगर खाने पीने की चीजें दे सकते हैं तो दैट इज आई थिंक कॉस्टलेस, उसके बारे में कॉस्ट की सोचने की जरूरत नहीं। और सी दिस इज अ कॉम्पिटिटिव एनवायरमेंट। अगर देर आर टू ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल फॉर मी, one is manual spraying or manual utility and another is drone, so I will choose depending on which is the cost effective, which is a efficient for myself. So I think the market will take care of this. That is my perspective. Okay, then sir also want to ask about using drone is very great usage and achievement in agriculture field, but there are some query about privacy rules and regulation using drone with permission. There uh, also there any concrete regard farmers or people concern regard farmers or people. हाँ, ये बात बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। और अभी ये टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत नया है, इसलिए इसके ऊपर बहुत सारी पॉलिसी बनी नहीं है। लेकिन अभी अपकमिंग जो है, मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि ड्रोन के ऊपर एक पॉलिसी इज इन रेडी टू अनरोल। तो उसमें कैसा है कि ड्रोन जैसे हमारा एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल का एक सिस्टम होता है, उसी तरह से हमारा ड्रोन ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल के लिए सिस्टम गवर्नमेंट बनाने वाली है, और विच इज ऑलरेडी इन पाइपलाइन। तो इसमें क्या होगा कि जैसे हमारे हर मोबाइल के लिए एक IMEI नंबर होता है, तो हर ड्रोन के लिए एक आइडेंटिफिकेशन नंबर होगा। और जिस ड्रोन के पास ये आइडेंटिफिकेशन नंबर होगा, उसको, उस ओनर को अगर ड्रोन फ्लाई करना है तो उसको एक अथॉरिटी से परमिशन लेनी है। तो उसको ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन करना है, उसको बताना है कि किस एरिया पे मुझे फ्लाई करना है, कितने बजे फ्लाई करना है, ये सारा डिटेल दे देगा। and it is expected that within 2 hours that authority will give a clearance. So you have to mention all the technical features for that flying. You have to mention at what height you will fly, at what speed you will fly, what sensor you will use for and what data you will capture, and what is the purpose of this activity. So you have to present all this data, and that system will give a clearance. So once you have a clearance, you can fly within that zone. Suppose there is a military area or a dam area, so you cannot fly on that area. Or suppose there is a habitation, so you cannot fly over that habitation. So you have to obtain special permission. For example, for government activity, for traffic control or for disaster management, suppose collector or some that authority wants the permission, so that permission can be granted, but it will not be granted for ordinary person. So there are measures which are government is taking in order to ensure privacy and regulations. Next question is, in previous monsoon for artificial rainfall, drone were used in B district, but it was not efficient. So how we can use drones for that purpose if it was? So देखो, हर जगह पे ड्रोन हम नहीं यूज कर सकते। हर एक चीज का कोई ये होता है। जैसे हमें बहुत ऊंचाई तक जाना है तो वी शुड यूज द सैटेलाइट। देन हमें मीडियम ऊंचाई तक जाना है, हाइट पे जाना है, तो वी शुड यूज दी एयरक्राफ्ट। उसके नीचे आना है तो वी शुड यूज दी हेलीकॉप्टर, और उसके नीचे अगर आना है तो ड्रोन। अब जो इसका आर्टिफिशियल रेनफॉल के बारे में जो बोलते हैं, तो वी शुड फ्लाई ओवर एंड अबव द क्लाउड। तो क्लाउड के ऊपर जाने के लिए इतना तो कैपेसिटी है नहीं है। ड्रोन का जो रेंज होता है दैट इज अबाउट 3 किलोमीटर to 5 किलोमीटर फ्रॉम द ग्राउंड इन ऑल द डायरेक्शन। तो हमारे क्लाउड तो अगर उसके ऊपर है तो ड्रोन पहुंच नहीं सकता, और वहां पे पहुंचने के बाद हमारा एक्यूरेसी और कंट्रोलिंग बहुत ढीला पड़ सकता है। नंबर 1। नंबर 2, जब हम ऊपर जाते हैं तो इट इज एंटी, वी आर कॉम्पनसेटिंग द ग्रेविटी पुल। सो टू कॉम्पनसेट दैट ग्रेविटी पुल वी शुड हैव इनफ बैटरी कैपेसिटी। अगर हमें बैटरी कैपेसिटी ज्यादा चाहिए तो ड्रोन का पेलोड कम हो जाएगा। पेलोड कम हो जाएगा तो जो ऊपर जाके जो स्प्रे करना है उसका हम क्वांटम कम हो जाएगा। ये सारे इशू है। तो ऐसा नहीं कि ड्रोन इज अ वन फिट सॉल्यूशन फॉर ऑल। सो वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द व्हाट इज द इशू एंड व्हाट इज द बेस्ट फिट फॉर दैट। So drone cannot be a best fit solution for the artificial rainfall. Another question is, as per my knowledge, there are a lot of problems in using drone because of various situation in field. how you really use drone in Maharashtra. I heard somewhere in Andhra Telangana, USA University implemented robot and drone in farming, but they have faced some problem. Yes, in every new coming activity there are problem. जब हमारे इंडिया में मोबाइल आया था तो उसका मतलब साइज जो था, हमारा जो एक हाथ इतना बड़ा साइज था, और फोन लगाने के लिए भी बहुत टाइम लगता था. एवरी टेक्नोलॉजी हैज इट्स जो उसको डेवलप होने के लिए जो तकलीफें होती है वो होती है. तो इंडिया में भी है, और इंडिया इज अपकमिंग ये है. लेकिन हमारे पास कैसा है ना कि वी हैव फर्स्ट सेकंड मूवर एडवांटेज. ऐसा होता है कि फर्स्ट मूवर डिसएडवांटेज होता है आईटी फील्ड में, कि जो पहले काम करता है उसको बहुत सारा R&D करना पड़ता है. किसी को जैसे ड्रोन बनाना है तो उसको बहुत सारा R&D करना पड़ता है. हम क्या करते हैं कि वी जनरली यूज रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग. तो जो भी टेक्नोलॉजी अभी मार्केट में है उसको और अच्छा कैसा करे, इसके लिए हम सोचते हैं. अगर ऐसे इस पर्सपेक्टिव से हम देखे जाए, और हमें अगर इसका एप्लीकेशन एक प्रॉपर फील्ड में अगर करना है, तो आई थिंक ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी इज ए बेटर टेक्नोलॉजी. और आपने अगर गूगल भी किया है तो बहुत सारी जगह पे आपने देखा होगा कि ड्रोन इज यूज फॉर इवन पुणे सिटी का ट्रैफिक मैनेजमेंट है, या फिर हम डेवलपमेंट प्लान बनाते हैं, जैसे PMRD रीजन है, या पुणे मेट्रो है. इन सब का प्लानिंग करने के लिए हमारे पास अच्छे इमेजेस होने चाहिए. बहुत बार हमें रियल टाइम इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, तो ड्रोन इज अ टेक्नोलॉजी विच कैन प्रोवाइड दैट इंफॉर्मेशन. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ड्रोन के लिमिटेशन नहीं है. देयर आर लिमिटेशन, बट बाय द टाइम we will be used to this limitation and we will overcome these limitations. Next question is there any government scheme to give some subsidies for students who want to work in it to buy as startup ideas? Because as student of civil engineering, I know that drones we can use it to supervision of construction, but there is no any government scheme. This is a non-technical question as far as this presentation is concerned, but yes, there are many schemes which will provide you some financial support. Even some technical supports will be provided, and I will share some resources, some linkage for these resources. Then next question is which method is being used for revenue assessment in WRD based on area method or volumetric use method? See, as जैसे मैंने अभी बताया कि वहां पे डिपार्टमेंट में दो मेथड यूज होते हैं. फर्स्ट इज वॉल्यूमेट्रिक मेथड. तो वॉल्यूमेट्रिक मेथड कहाँ पे यूज होता है? जब हम ग्रुप ऑफ फार्मर को पानी देते हैं. मतलब वॉल्यूमेट्रिक मेजरमेंट कब पॉसिबल होगा? जब हम वाटर का क्वांटिटी डिसाइड कर सके. वाटर का क्वांटिटी कब डिसाइड करें? जहां पे जिस पॉइंट पे हमें पानी देना है वहां पे अगर हम वाटर मेजरमेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट अगर इंस्टॉल करते हैं और उसको कंटिन्यूसली मॉनिटर कर सकते हैं, तो दैट इज पॉसिबल. और हर फार्मर के लिए ये सारा इंस्टॉल करो और उसको मॉनिटर करना, दिस इज प्रैक्टिकली इम्पॉसिबल, और उसका मेंटेनेंस भी है. और अनदर थिंग इज टू गैदर द डेटा फ्रॉम दिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट इज अनदर चैलेंज. तो जहाँ पे वाटर रिसोर्स एसोसिएशन बना है, वाटर रिसोर्स एसोसिएशन मतलब एक ग्रुप ऑफ फार्मर, जहाँ पे एक गांव में अगर 500 किसान है तो उनका एक ग्रुप बनाया जाता है, और डिपार्टमेंट उस ग्रुप को पानी देता है, और इट इज द रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ऑफ दैट ग्रुप टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट वाटर इन इक्विटेबली टू ऑल द फार्मर्स. तो हमारा जो रिलेशन है डिपार्टमेंट का इज विद द वाटर रिसोर्स एसोसिएशन. तो एक पॉइंट पे हम पानी देते हैं और वो पॉइंट पे हम क्वांटम मेजर करते हैं. दिस इज अ सिंपल प्रोसेस. अभी जहाँ पे वाटर रिसोर्स एसोसिएशन इस्टेब्लिश ही नहीं हुए हैं बिकॉज ऑफ सम अदर कंस्ट्रेंट, या फिर जहाँ पे बन गए हैं लेकिन वो इफिशिएंट नहीं है, एक्टिव नहीं है, वहां पे हम इंडिविजुअल फार्मर को पानी देते हैं. और जहाँ पे इंडिविजुअल फार्मर को पानी देते हैं वहां पे हम कितना पानी दिया है उसको क्वांटिफाई नहीं कर सकते, इसलिए वी हैव टू गो टू द area and crop based methods. So both methods are prevailing as of now in WRD, and in future we will not supply water on crop and area basis. We want to shift to the volumetric basis, but this transition will take time. Next question is there any scope for private drone surveyors in government project? Yes, as I mentioned that this activity is outsourced because there is a crunch of manpower in government department, number one. And number two, this technology is a highly skilled technology, because ऐसा नहीं कि ड्रोन परचेस करो और हम उसको उड़ाओ और सारा इंफॉर्मेशन आ जाएगा. पहली बात तो ड्रोन इज अ डिस्ट्रप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी. आपको एक बात जाननी चाहिए एज अ इंजीनियर, कि जैसे हमारे इसमें कंप्यूटर वर्ल्ड में पहले फ्लॉपी आया था डाटा स्टोर करने के लिए, उसके बाद सीडी आ गई. तो सीडी जब आई तो हमारा फ्लॉपी अब्सोल्यूट हो गया है. तो सीडी को, कॉम्पैक्ट डिस्क को हम बोलेंगे इट इज अ डिस्ट्रप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी. ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी जो आते ही जो ओल्ड वाला टेक्नोलॉजी उसको डिस्टर्ब कर देती है, उसको पूरा बिजनेस मॉडल खराब कर देती है, दैट इज नोन एज डिस्ट्रप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी। फिर सीडी के बाद अब आया कि हार्ड डिस्क। अब हार्ड डिस्क के बाद अब आएगा कि क्लाउड टेक्नोलॉजी, क्लाउड डाटा मैनेजमेंट। तो ऐसी सारी टेक्नोलॉजी अगर आती जाएगी तो हमारा पूरा जो सिस्टम एस्टेब्लिश हुआ है दैट बिकम्स एब्सोल्यूट। तो ड्रोन में भी ऐसा होता है कि जब हम कोई, पहले तो आपको एक बात समझनी चाहिए कि गवर्नमेंट को कोई अगर ड्रोन परचेस करना है तो परचेसिंग प्रोसीजर टेक्स अबाउट 6 मंथ्स, और 6 मंथ्स इज अ वेरी ह्यूज टाइम एज फार एज टेक्नोलॉजी इज कंसर्न। 6 मंथ में तो पूरा ड्रोन का नया कुछ वर्जन आ जाएगा, नया स्पेसिफिकेशन आ जाएगा। तो उस जब तक हम परचेस करते हैं और उसको सैचुरेट स्टेबलाइज कर देते हैं, तब तक ड्रोन का टेक्नोलॉजी बदल गया होता है। इतना ये वोलेटाइल टेक्नोलॉजी है, डायनेमिक टेक्नोलॉजी है। तो इस कारण से, और थर्ड थिंग है कि ये टेक्नोलॉजी, सपोज ड्रोन हमने परचेस भी किए तो उसके लिए सॉफ्टवेयर चाहिए, सपोर्ट चाहिए, पूरा सिस्टम चाहिए, ये कौन करेगा? तो इन 3 चीजों के कारण देयर इज अ बिग स्कोप फॉर प्राइवेट सर्वेयर्स एंड ऑपरेटर्स इन दिस फील्ड। एंड जैसे मैंने पहले बताया कि इसमें एक बात की जरूरी है, आप जस्ट एक चीज का गूगल कीजिए, जस्ट गूगल अ फ्रेज नोन एज अ बिजनेस प्रोसेस री इंजीनियरिंग, बीपीआर। तो बीपीआर में क्या होता है कि कोई भी बिजनेस है, जैसे डिपार्टमेंट कोई बिजनेस करता है, सब जैसे हम क्या बिजनेस करते हैं कि वी सप्लाई वाटर टू फार्मर, दिस इज द वन ऑफ द बिजनेस। सेकंड बिजनेस इज वी कंस्ट्रक्ट डैम्स, थर्ड बिजनेस इज वी मेंटेन आवर इरिगेशन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। सो दीज आर द बिजनेस, वेरियस बिजनेस कैरिड आउट द गवर्नमेंट। तो आपको क्या करना है कि इस बिजनेस में आपको री इंजीनियरिंग करना है कि ये बिजनेस यूजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी आप किस कैसे अच्छे तरह से कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट में कोई आपको रेडीमेड करके देने वाला नहीं है। तो आपको ये सब गवर्नमेंट को बताना है कि यू कैन यूज दिस टेक्नोलॉजी, इट मे बी अ ड्रोन और कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ मेनी टेक्नोलॉजीज, एंड यूजिंग दिस टेक्नोलॉजी यू कैन बेटरली डू दिस your business activities with higher efficiency, transparency, like that. So if you are successful in doing that, so that technology will be easily adopted in the government domain. Then next question is, can we get idea about crop yield? Yes, this is an interesting thing. और ड्रोन एक ऐसा ये है कि देखो ड्रोन क्या है कि एक मूविंग ऑब्जेक्ट है, तो हमें कौन सा डाटा कलेक्ट करना है, अगर डिफाइन हो जाए तो अकॉर्डिंगली वी विल फिट अ सेंसर। तो जैसे मैंने अभी बीपीआर के बारे में बोला, तो सपोज बीपीआर में मेरा एक्टिविटी है या मेरा कंसर्न है, आई वांट टू मेजर क्रॉप यील्ड। तो आपको पहले ये अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ेगा कि आज हम क्रॉप यील्ड कैसे मोजते हैं, हाउ वी मेजर क्रॉप यील्ड एज ऑफ नाउ। तो अगर आप गवर्नमेंट का क्रॉप यील्ड मेजरमेंट का प्रोसेस देखेंगे तो यू विल लाफ ऑन इट, बिकॉज इट इज वेरी अप्रोक्सीमेट, देयर आर मेनी एरर्स। लेकिन जब हम ड्रोन के बारे में, जो गवर्नमेंट का प्रोसेस है वो क्या करते हैं कि एक स्पेसिफिक एरिया लेते हैं, एक स्पेसिफिक गांव में एक पहले तो सैंपल आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं कि कौन से गांव का सैंपल लेना है, इट इज अ रैंडम सैंपल। उसके बाद एरिया आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे कि वी विल टेक 1 गुंठा ऑफ लैंड and we will carry out crop cutting experiment. So we will cut the crop from that 1 guntha of land and we will measure what is the yield of that crop. So again we will carry out this exercise on another land and we will average all the yield. So this is a present practice. But अभी अगर हमें ड्रोन यूज करना है तो you should think from other perspective. तो आपको क्या चाहिए, तो पहले आपको yield मेजर करना है। तो yield डिपेंड करता है कि किस टाइप का क्रॉप आपको इरिगेट करना है, हाँ सॉरी यील्ड, किस टाइप के क्रॉप का आपका यील्ड मेजर करना है। तो इसमें जैसे आपको फ्रूट बेयरिंग ट्री है, आपके पास ऑरेंज का कोई ट्री है, तो उसका यील्ड कितना है वो मेजर करना है, तो आपके पास इमेज सेंसर होना चाहिए। तो पहले तो आपको ये मेजर करना आना चाहिए कि कितना रिफ्रैक्शन, किस कलर कोड का रिफ्रैक्शन अगर आपको मिलता है तो व्हाट इज उसका क्वालिटी क्या होगा। तो पहले आपको ट्रायल एरर करके ये सारा इंफॉर्मेशन आपको सिस्टम में फीड करना पड़ेगा। सो यू विल गेट अ ब्लैक बॉक्स मॉडल। सो इफ यू गिव सम इमेज ऑफ ऑरेंज, सिस्टम विल टेल व्हाट इज इट्स क्वालिटी, व्हाट इज इट्स साइज, लाइक दैट। अगर ये कोरिलेशन अगर हमें करना आता है तो बिग देयर इज अ रोल ऑफ बिग डेटा एंड मशीन लर्निंग इन दिस। अगर ये कोरिलेशन अगर हम कर पाते हैं तो यू कैन इजीली आइडेंटिफाई द क्रॉप यील्ड। सो एवरी क्रॉप के लिए, जैसे मेज का क्रॉप है, शुगर केन का क्रॉप है या फिर व्हीट का क्रॉप है, कि हर क्रॉप के लिए आपको क्या पैरामीटर कैप्चर करने हैं ड्रोन से, उसके लिए कौन सा सेंसर यूज करना है, उस डेटा का कैसे एनालिसिस करना है ताकि हमें यील्ड मिल सके, ये सारा एनालिसिस आपको करके देना है। तो अगर ये कर सके तो हमें क्रॉप यील्ड मिल सकता है। एज ऑफ नाउ जो भी फ्रूट बेयरिंग ट्रीज है उसके लिए क्रॉप यील्ड का एनालिसिस हम इजीली कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज जो भी हमारा प्रोडक्ट है, इट हैज स्पेसिफिक शेप, साइज एंड कलर टेक्सचर. So using this parameter, we can identify the yield. Next is, I was working in Indian Army in UAV unit. Its payload is very high density camera, which images and videos can capture from 25 kilometer high. What are the camera payloads in drone? So again, this is a technical question. I will note down this question and I will send reply from the expert. और ये आपने बहुत सही से बताया कि जैसे फ्लाइट में भी हमारा जो एयरप्लेन का सिस्टम होता है उसमें भी पेलोड इज अ वेरी बिग कंसर्न. तो अगेन आपका डिपेंड्स व्हाट एप्लीकेशन यू वांट टू एग्जीक्यूट, बिकॉज अगर आपको सिर्फ इमेज ही कैप्चर करना है तो आपका कैमरा का जो लेंस है उसका ही जो लोड होगा दैट इज योर ओनली पेलोड. लेकिन आपको पेस्टिसाइड अगर स्प्रे करना है तो आपको ड्रोन के साथ साथ वो पेस्टिसाइड का वो सारा केमिकल भी लेके जाना है और उसको स्प्रे भी करना है. तो ड्यूरिंग स्प्रेइंग क्या होता है कि आप उसको स्प्रे करते हैं तो एक ड्रोन को झटका भी लगता है, तो वो झटके को कॉम्पनसेट करने के लिए स्टेबिलिटी आना पड़ता है, तो जानबूझ के ड्रोन हमें हेवी करना पड़ता है. तो ये सारे कॉम्प्लिकेशन है. लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि आई हैव गुड कॉन्टेक्ट विद दिस सम ड्रोन मैन्युफैक्चरर एंड दे कैन आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. नेक्स्ट इज, कैन वी गेट आइडिया ऑफ क्रॉप यील्ड? तो ये जैसे मैंने अभी इसका आंसर बता दिया कि क्रॉप यील्ड का हमें आइडिया मिल सकता है. Next question is, spraying pesticide will be problem for image processing. How will you overcome that? Yes. So अभी देखिए ये सारे क्वेश्चन आपके मन में आ रहे हैं, that is a good sign क्योंकि आप सोच रहे हैं. तो जैसे सारे जितने भी एप्लीकेशन मैंने अभी बताए हैं ये सारे परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन में कर सकते हैं. तो जैसे हमें इमेज भी लेना है और स्प्रेइंग भी करना है तो दिस कैन नॉट बी डन एट सिंगल टाइम. और ये कर सकते हैं, कैसे कर सकते हैं कि स्प्रेइंग हम वर्टिकली डाउन कर सकते हैं, इट विल बी अ परपेंडिकुलर टू द ग्राउंड. और इमेज जो लेते हैं इट विल बी ऑब्लिक्ट, हम जो ड्रोन मूव करता है तो उसके सामने का इमेज ले लेंगे. और देयर आर वेरियस सॉफ्टवेयर व्हिच कैन मेक योर ऑब्लिक इमेज टू अ परपेंडिकुलर इमेज. तो ये सारा सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करके हम कर सकते हैं. लेकिन फिर भी मुझे ये बताना है आपको कि जैसे जितने भी एप्लीकेशन है सारे एप्लीकेशन एक ड्रोन में नहीं हो सकते, तो आपको उसका कॉम्बिनेशन आपको करना पड़ेगी कि व्हाट इज योर पर्पस. Then next question is, if farmers start to use drone but most of the farmers don't know how to operate the function, for those farmers there are have some guidelines, cause according to capacity or other function it is hard to operate. So farmers, so those अभी जो भी मुझे समझ में आया इस क्वेश्चन की, देखो हमें हर पर्सन को हर चीज में एक्सपर्ट होने की जरूरत नहीं है. जैसे ड्रोन का काम है ये, जैसे ये डिस्ट्रप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी, फार्मर में ड्रोन परचेस करके कोई फायदा नहीं. अभी इट विल टेक अ टाइम. हमारे जो हाथ में भी मोबाइल है उसमें भी कुछ सालों बाद ड्रोन आ जाएगा कि हमारा मोबाइल भी जब फोटो चाहिए तो उड़ जाएगा, फोटो लेके वापस आएगा, लेकिन इट्स हैज अ लिमिटेशन. तो एज ऑफ नाउ ये सारा इवॉल्विंग फील्ड है. So this cannot be anticipated that farmer will purchase a drone and he will operate because it has a various technical issue. और इसमें कैसा कि ड्रोन का इमेज कैप्चर करना इज वन ऑफ द फिजिकल एक्टिविटी. जैसे हम शादी में देखते हैं कि हम वीडियो या फोटो लेते हैं तो दैट इज एक्टिविटी, लेकिन उसके बाद उसका प्रोसेसिंग करना और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है कि इसको प्रोसेसिंग करने के बाद उसका जो रिजल्ट आता है उसको एनालाइज करना. तो दैट रिक्वायर्स अ ह्यूज ये, जैसे मैंने बताया कि ड्रोन का इमेज करके हमें प्लांट का हेल्थ पता कर सकते हैं. तो एनडीवीआई इमेजेस का जो भी ये होता है, इमेज का कॉम्बिनेशन होता है, कलर कॉम्बिनेशन होता है, उसको इतना डिटेल हमें एनालिसिस करना चाहिए. और जितना डिटेल करेंगे उसके बाद ही हमें पता चलेगा कि इस क्रॉप को कुछ हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है. सो इट इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड दैट एवरी फार्मर विल हैव इट्स ओन ड्रोन. जैसे हमारे पास ट्रैक्टर होता है ऐसा नहीं होता है. तो ड्रोन देयर विल बी अ स्टार्टअप एंड दिस इज अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर ऑल यू इंजीनियर्स. बिकॉज अभी आपने कल ये भी पढ़ा होगा, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर का ये स्पीच भी पढ़ा होगा कि एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर को बूस्ट करने के लिए देयर इज अ नीड ऑफ इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजिकल इंटरवेंशन. तो ये सारा टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसा नहीं कि हर जगह पे ड्रोन ही यूज करना है. सो देयर आर द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजीज. यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द नीड and you have to re-engineering the process and accordingly you will use the technology in this field. this drone use is very good and innovative technology for all engineers and all government authorities, but it is useful and acceptable to farmers and village level living peoples because usage of drone technology reduce the human involvement in agriculture field and directly affect the village people and developers. Yes, अभी कैसा है ना कि ये दो चीजों से हम देख सकते हैं. फर्स्ट, ये हमेशा ड्रोन के ऊपर या कोई भी नया टेक्नोलॉजी अगर आता है तो उसके ऊपर पहला तो ये, जैसे कंप्यूटर जब 1990 में आया था या 1980 में आया था तो उस टाइम भी हम ऐसा बोलते थे कि सारे कंप्यूटर आ गए तो लोगों को जॉब क्या रहेगी. तो दिस इज नॉट, ये ऐसा कोई फाइट नहीं है कि एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी विज विज एम्प्लॉयमेंट. हमें इस तरह से देखना चाहिए कि हाउ वी कैन इम्प्रूव द स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग ऑफ फार्मर. जी, जो फार्मर आज जान खतरे में डाल के पेस्टिसाइड स्प्रे कर रहा है, नाइट में अगर रात भी है तो खेत में जाके वो खेत को पानी दे रहा है, उसको स्नेक्स बाइट होते हैं, पेस्टिसाइड से उनका जान भी जाती है, तो उसको इस टेक्नोलॉजी से कैसे हम रिलीफ दे सकते हैं. हम ये नहीं कर रहे थे कि कह रहे कि इससे हमारा एम्प्लॉयमेंट कम करना है. सी, इफ वन ऑफ द इफेक्ट ऑफ दिस टेक्नोलॉजी विल बी लाइक दैट, बट इट इज इनएविटेबल बिकॉज ये सारा मार्केट फोर्स से सारा प्ले होने वाला है कि अगर आप कुछ अच्छा सर्विस देते हैं इन ए लेस कॉस्ट देन टेक्नोलॉजी विल बी अडॉप्टेड. तो हमें ये सोचना चाहिए कि व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम इन करंट सिचुएशन एंड हाउ दिस टेक्नोलॉजी विल ईज आउट दैट प्रॉब्लम. और अभी आप इस एंगल से भी सोचिए कि ड्रोन का जो सेक्टर है इट इज अनएक्सप्लोर्ड. जो भी चीजें हम करते हैं वो चीजें हम ट्रेडिशनल एंगल से करते हैं. अगर वही चीजें हम एक प्रोफेशनल और टेक्निकल एंगल से अगर करेंगे, उसमें इम्पिशेंसी आएगी तो उसमें कितने सारे रोजगार मिलेंगे. जैसे आज मोबाइल का शॉप हर गांव में खुला है, इन फ्यूचर मुझे लगता है कि ड्रोन रिपेयर का शॉप हर गांव में खुल सकता है. देन ड्रोन प्रोसेसिंग के लिए जो भी सॉफ्टवेयर चाहिए उसका भी हो जाएगा. देन ड्रोन की जो आउटपुट है वो चाहिए. मतलब ये सारा जो बिजनेस है वो एक्सप्लोर हो सकता है. एक सेक्टर में जॉब कम हो जाएगी, दूसरे सेक्टर में जॉब बढ़ जाएगी, जैसे कंप्यूटर सेक्टर में हुआ है. दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. यस, डेफिनेटली, बट इसमें कुछ सोल्यूशन है. हाँ, वन नॉन टेक्निकल क्वेश्चन, इज देयर एनी नीड ऑफ लाइसेंस टू यूज ड्रोन. जैसे मैंने बताया कि मुझे अभी याद नहीं, वो एक सिस्टम अभी एक मिनट, आई विल जस्ट गूगल इट. मुझे लगता है आकाश या भुवन नाम से कुछ सिस्टम गवर्नमेंट ने रोल आउट किया है. डिजिटल स्काई, सॉरी. So Digital Sky is a system which is developed by गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. तो इसमें जैसे मैंने बताया था कि आपको अगर ड्रोन फ्लाई करना है तो आपको डिजिटल स्काई इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाके उसका रजिस्ट्रेशन करना है. पहले तो ड्रोन का रजिस्ट्रेशन करना है. तो देखो, मैंने एक चीज इसमें बताया नहीं कि ड्रोन के लिमिटेशन भी है और या डिसएडवांटेज भी है. वन ऑफ द डिसएडवांटेज इज, अगर ये ड्रोन हमारे आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल गया तो ये फॉल भी कर सकता है, किसी के सर के ऊपर फॉल कर सकता है. जो रोटरी उसके पार्ट है उससे किसी को इंजुरी भी हो सकती है. तो ये सारा अवॉइड करने के लिए, जैसे गवर्नमेंट के आरटीओ डिपार्टमेंट गाड़ी पासिंग करने के पहले पूरा गाड़ी देख लेता है कि दिस व्हीकल इज फुलफिलिंग ऑल द स्टैंडर्ड्स, और अगर वो फुलफिल करते तभी वो उसको क्लियरेंस देते हैं, तब तक वो मार्केट में गाड़ी नहीं लॉन्च होती है. अभी ड्रोन में क्या हुआ कि टेक्नोलॉजी इज मच अहेड फ्रॉम द लीगल मैकेनिज्म. टेक्नोलॉजी इतने आगे चली गई है और लीगल मैकेनिज्म कुछ है ही नहीं. लेकिन अभी गवर्नमेंट ने वो डिजिटल स्काई नाम का एक प्रोजेक्ट लिया है. उसमें आपको एवरी ड्रोन यू हैव टू रजिस्टर इट, यू शुड फुलफिल ऑल द टेक्निकल क्राइटेरिया. और जहां तक मुझे याद है उसमें 3 या 4 क्राइटेरिया दिए हैं. आपका ड्रोन हो सकता है मिनी माइक्रो ड्रोन, मिनी ड्रोन, मेगा ड्रोन और लाइक दैट. तो उसमें डिपेंडिंग ऑन पेलोड दे हैड क्लासिफाइड, और उसमें परमिशन भी दिए कि आपको मिनी ड्रोन अगर यूज करना है तो देर इज अ नो परमिशन रिक्वायर्ड. फॉर एग्जांपल, आपको अगर किसी मैरिज में अगर फोटो लेना है तो परमिशन इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. लेकिन इफ यू आर फ्लाइंग एट सम हाइट, that height is about 80 meter, if you cross that height limit, if you fly above the prohibited area, military area or some sensitive area, then you have to take a permission. So this is a upcoming field, and you just explore the Digital Sky website of the government of Maharashtra, government of India. How to minimize the weight of drone so that it can be able to lift large quantity of water. So this is again technical challenge. So हम weight कैसे कम कर सकते हैं? So this is I think civil engineering student as well as mechanical engineering student and electronic engineering student can come together and they can devise a material, or even polymer engineering or chemical engineering student come and they can suggest this is the most strong material for drone, most lightweight material, and they can reduce the weight. But see, हमें जैसे इसमें कैसा होता है कि देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ वेट. जैसा ड्रोन हमारे हवा में जाता है तो इट शुड हैव स्टेबिलिटी. अगर उसको खुद का वेट नहीं है तो इट विल फ्लाई एनीवेयर. तो हमारे पास ऐसा डिलेमा है, एक तरफ से हमें कुछ वेट चाहिए, दूसरी तरफ से वेट कम चाहिए. तो वी शुड हैव फाइंड आउट द ऑप्टिमम वेट, एंड फॉर दैट आई थिंक रिसर्च नीड टू बी कैरिड आउट. I have been making my own drones and surveying land for a while using Aegis-Soft. Can you guide me how to approach further? तो इसके बारे में हम बात कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि I am not expert in software to be very frank, but लेकिन हम बात कर सकते हैं इसके ऊपर. Then does COVID-19 affect this survey? तो दिस इज अगेन इंटरेस्टिंग. अभी आपको पता होगा कि जितने भी गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है या पीएमसी है, बीएमसी है, वो ड्रोन के थ्रू जो सिटीजन है उसके ऊपर दे आर नजर रख रहे हैं. तो इसमें बहुत सारे आपके वीडियो भी वायरल हुए थे कि जैसे पुलिस का ड्रोन अगर आता है तो लोग कैसे भागते हैं. ऐसा आपने वीडियो जब गूगल इट, आपको यूट्यूब पे मिल जाएगा कि पहले कैसे क्या पुलिस आते हैं, आ रहा है ऐसा देख के लोग भागते थे. अब ड्रोन भी आ रहा है तो लोग भाग रहे हैं. ऐसा भी वीडियो वायरल हुए. तो यस, आपका पर्पस क्या है उसके ऊपर ये सारा एक्टिविटी डिपेंड करेगा. लेकिन ये सर्वे के लिए मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता कि इससे कुछ ड्रोन मतलब कोविड-19 का उसके ऊपर कुछ इफेक्ट होगा. फॉर एग्जांपल, आपको अगर इरिगेटेड एरिया अगर मेजर करना है तो दिस डज नॉट अफेक्ट अनलेस यू हैव एक्सेस टू दैट लोकेशन. I think I had answered all the question. Please let me know if I had any question is unanswered from me.
I think Praveen, all the questions are answered.
Okay, then I think we'll stop here.
Yes, we will stop here.
It was interesting. Yes, it was a very interesting session.
So I would request our student coordinator Nikhil Kasar to please have a vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to thank our today's guest, Mr. Praveen Kolle, sir, for sharing his valuable knowledge about how to use drone in agriculture sector. I also extend my thanks to our principal, Dr. M. Venkatesh, sir, our head of department, Dr. B.L. Gunjar, ma'am, and our today's event coordinator, Professor B.S. Borkar, sir, for arranging this wonderful session. And also thanks to all the participants for attending this session. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Praveen sir, there is one request that
Yes.
due to huge responses and the limitations of participants were 100.
Yes.
So whether it will be possible for you to please share the PPTs and recording of the today's session?
Yes. I had recorded this session and I will share. The size will be huge. Again, there is a challenge of size. If possible, I will share through Google Drive, or I will upload on YouTube or somewhere.
Yes, sir.
If you
Yes,
share
sir.
it through Google Drive, then we will
Yes.
upload it on YouTube so that
Yes.
students
Yes,
will see.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir,
Yes.
very much.
Thank
Okay,
you so much.
Praveen sir, once again, thank you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
And take care, sir. Take care.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye all. Yes, thank you.